Hey everybody, RV Rebel watchers and YouTubers. It's cold out, so I decided I'm going to make me something sweet to eat. And I saw this great recipe by makeitgrateful.com. So I'm going to make their keto chocolate cheesecake frozen custard. And I'm going to show you how I do it. But first, I want you to see my awesome camp. It's beautiful and a gorgeous moon out tonight. So please stay tuned because we're going to cook.
Today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live.
Now check out that moon. Isn't that gorgeous? Harvest moon. And my lights around my camp. I do have my flag flying. I got it flying. Couldn't put it all the way up high because the wind was really gusting. So my flag is, I made my flag pole shorter. There's my rig. There's my camp. The den is in the front. My lights. And there's the beautiful moon. My pass me sign glows. Isn't it beautiful? My camp looks so cool. Now back to the recipe. I'm going to make a half recipe. I'm not going to make the whole thing. Got a little shadow on here, but I mixed all the ingredients in. It says put it all in one pan. I kept it at room temperature. It's all in here. It might be a little cooler than, but they're all the same temperature. And I'm going to mix this up a little bit before I turn on the heat. And it says to stir it continuously, get it to 170 degrees, and then stick it in the refrigerator. Now, I don't think I have a thermometer. I'm going to look in my drawer, but I don't think I have one anymore. But I'll see. We'll see. Screenshot this now. So what I did was I continued to, well, it was before I even turned on the heat. I haven't even turned on the heat yet. I was mixing up the cheese, and because it was, room temperature, and mixing it up so it wasn't really clumpy. And I know the heat will loosen it up a little bit more. But I keep trying to get the clumpiness out of it before I even turn on the heat. And it's working. So I'm going to turn on the heat and continually stir it until it reaches the desired temperature. Although I don't have a thermometer, but I think I can kind of tell. And I'll use a whisk for that. So now I'm just going to cook it over the heat. It's a low heat, and I'm going to use my whisk and making sure that I get all the clumps out of there. Like I said, you keep the eggs and the cream cheese and the cream at room temperature before you even begin the process. I was kind of shocked that you put everything in the bowl at one time, or in the pan at one time, but it's working. And look at how smooth it's getting. And I can't wait to taste it because it looks like it's going to be really good. If you like it sweeter, you can add a little bit more sugar, the sweetener in there, the monk fruit, or use stevia, whatever you like best. Here you can see how smooth it is a few minutes later. Longer you cook it over this very low flame. You want to use a low flame. You don't want it to boil or burn. And you got to watch. There you go. See how low I have the flame? You also got to watch because the eggs are in there. You don't want the egg yolks to be scrambled. You know, that's why you try to keep things at room temperature, at the same temperature, and then also not have the heat too high and your eggs end up getting scrambled, because then it'll be clumpy. We don't want it clumpy. And I could tell it started to get really hot, close to the 170. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in these cupcake papers inside the cupcake pan so that they, you know, can hold their shape. For lack of anything else, you know, as a nomad, to put them in, you don't carry ramekins with you. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put them in there. And I'm making a half a recipe. Well, it said to stick them in the refrigerator for 4 hours to cool. Now it didn't say cover them. So I'm not going to cover them. But I did put one in the freezer till it would cool really fast. So what I did was I used my little tablespoon. It's chocolatey, but it's 1 tablespoon measurement. And I put 3 tablespoons in each cupcake holder. Now you could put more if you make the whole batch. So I got 6, but I have some more in a little coffee mug. But these 6 I'll make and I'll put in the refrigerator, and we'll see what happens when they're done. Oh my God, this is so good. I'll show you this. So I put some in a cup. I did it so that I could taste it before 4 hours, and I stuck it in the freezer. Probably been in there an hour. It's nice and cold, but it's so creamy. It is so good. You don't have to use chocolate if you don't want to, but if you're needing a chocolate fix, it's made with organic cocoa, whatever you call it. It is good. It surely hit the spot. I needed something sweet. I've been doing so good on this keto. It's kind of cold tonight, and I stayed in, and I experienced the beautiful moon from far away. I didn't go to the campfire. It was just too cold for me. Oh, but this is so good. I'm not going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to save the rest. The other ones are in the refrigerator. Yum, yum. Keto. Bon appetit.
If I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down,